Welcome back, everybody. So I'm doing my best to try to keep you as updated with everything that's going on with this build, and I know this build has actually been like the only thing that's going on my channel, so hopefully you guys are alright with that. But I got some other ideas that I'll be trying to fill in throughout this this winter break, or just to give you guys some more content rather than just my RSX. But for today, we're still working on the RSX, and we last left off with getting the manifold put on. So the last video, we did what we had to do to chop it up and put the manifold on, and it didn't really fit correctly because the water housing still needed some more modifications to get it to fit. I said I was going to do that off camera, which I did, and I'm kind of glad I did, because it was a lot more work needed to be done that honestly, if I had the camera out, it just would have took a lot longer. So I'm going to show you guys what I needed to do, and by the title of this video, obviously we're going to be putting a throttle body on. So I'm not going to say it's like a throttle body install. I'm just going to review it, without it working, just some of the stuff that's going on it and some little details. So just sit back. I'm not even going to do install videos anymore. This stuff is kind of simple. Just enjoy the video. Manifold is on finally for the last time. So as you guys, you're not going to see, of course. All right, so I had to do a lot of chopping down there. You're not going to see it. That's my bad. Well, it was a lot of extra chopping. If I ever do take that off, you'll see how much I had to take off. But it was enough to where now my fitting that I had here for the PCV to go to the catch can, it doesn't fit anymore, because now that the manifold is actually sitting flush, it actually sunk in a little bit more. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do here, because I can't even get the regular PCV to go back in. It just makes contact with this little edge right down here. So that's what's happening with that. I pulled my wiring out for whenever I do the injectors, and I can throw the rail on. Cleaned up some more wiring just so it's a little cleaner down here. That's where we left off with that. Now let's go to our throttle body. As you guys already know, I decided to go with the K-tuned 90mm throttle body. I have the sensors off of my old throttle body, which let's talk about that real quick. So I've had people actually message me on Instagram. You guys have asked me and left in comments on the last YouTube videos, what am I doing with my old setup? I'm not selling the old setup. I don't have plans on selling the old setup. I still have the stock RBC right there. I just want to keep it. I don't want to get rid of it in case I get another project car or something like that somewhere down the line. I already have an RBC ready to go on it that's cut for K20 head. As far as the throttle body is gone. Like I said, I didn't have plans on selling it, but Carter was in the market for a throttle body for his K-Series hatch that we've really just put to the side. We have to get back on that, but he's been in the market, and I said, hey dude, I'm not looking to sell it, but if you need a throttle body, I have a 70mm for you. You need it and you want it, you need it. He said yes, so that went to Carter's project. We'll be seeing that throttle body go live on in his motor. We know that throttle body is capable of making 270 all motor horsepower. Carter's not looking to make that. He's looking just to run a regular stock K-Series setup for now. So throttle body's his. Manifold ain't going anywhere. Sorry about that, guys, but back to the K-tuned throttle body. K-tuned throttle body. The one cool thing that I didn't know this throttle body came with was the O-ring on the back of it. So when you get this 90mm throttle body, or you're running the 90mm Skunk 2 Ultra, you don't need a gasket. If you get the K-tuned throttle body, it will give you an O-ring, and this is, the good thing, the benefit about it is you can take the throttle body on and off and not worrying about ripping a gasket. Obviously, you want to make sure the O-ring is always in good shape, but that's pretty cool. I like that. And then you get all the adjustability that I'm sure we're going to be using once we get our cable on here, that you can really tighten this up. And from what I've heard, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see, but the K-tune likes to stick. And the fix of not, so it doesn't stick open a little bit is, you're going to take this off. You're going to reposition the spring, which is right in here. You're going to reposition it to make it real tight, so that way the spring is always, if it's open, it's always forcing it closed. So that's pretty cool. I mean, everybody's pretty much, all the let's say all motor guys that are not like the heavy all motor guys, just the street cars, they're all running this K290. So we're going to check it out. I have my old K-tune. This is actually, like, I think one of the first TPS sensors they came out with, the billet one. I'm going to be using that again. The gasket is still good. OEM map sensor, And K-Tune gives you a whole bunch of hardware, so you can see the big ones are obviously for the throttle body. They give you some plugs. I didn't even know, but it looks like they give you the TPS hardware as well. So that's why I taped it, because I was keeping the screws in there, because these were like the Allen head ones. And the plug, if you're not putting the map sensor on the throttle body and you put it on like the manifold, you have a plug. Or no, if your manifold has a port for the map sensor, you plug it on the manifold, so you can put it on your throttle body. So regardless, and the last thing I do have, I'm not going to be running the Iacv valve on this new setup. I don't think I need it. The car doesn't run in the cold weather. So I did buy a Carceps Iacv delete plate. We're just going to put the plate on right down there, and it's going to delete that, and we're going to have to make sure our idle is set properly. So we're just going to breeze through this really quick and just put our sensors on it. So check this out. It's actually a good thing I actually kept my old hardware. I guess the old style TPS is a lot thicker, so it has these really long bolts that I'd use, and the longest one that comes in this kit is not even long enough to fit. So it's a good thing if you're still using this old TPS, which mine works fine. There's no need for me to buy another one. Keep that old screw. Actually, before I bring this to the car, I'm just looking everything over really quick, and the Carceps adapter doesn't fit on this manifold, on this throttle body. Check this out. There's a little gap right in this corner right here. You can see that gap, and the gap is because of the way this comes up. The Carceps adapter is just a little too long, so we're gonna have to like just notch it out right in this corner right here, so it can sit down flat. So just a quick tip: if you're gonna get this throttle body, you're gonna have to modify this adapter just a smidge. You're gonna have to just chop it off a little. All right. So as I just told you guys, you have to notch the adapter. I just kind of made my mark on how I'm gonna notch it. I'm going through all this off camera, just looking at it before I start doing my work, and I see I didn't need to buy this. So apparently K-Tuned actually gives you 2 set screws, right? And those set screws can thread right in the bottom right here to plug this. So, okay, for the K-Tuned throttle body, you don't need the Iacv delete plate. They'll give you the set screws. So I'm going to put some blue Loctite on these, but really all you got to do is get them started, and then you can delete it that way. So I'm just going to do that instead of trying to cut that up. Who knows? You don't need it. So I'm put some blue Loctite on these so they don't back out, and now we'll put it to the car. So as you can see, now we have the throttle body on there. Looks great. I'm pretty sure this whole setup is going to look a lot better once we put that fresh valve cover on there. But anyway, so with putting this throttle body on, it does a couple things for us, honestly. And the main thing that you see now is it shows us our next obstacle, which it's going to be this radiator hose right here. So you guys know I obviously make an intake. My old one, it was a custom intake that ran this way. The reason we originally bought this was for the RBC. I'm pretty sure it sat maybe like around here, the original throttle body. So I was able to kick it down and come under this. Well, in order to kick it under this hose, it looks like, you know, it had to be such a tight 90. So it looks like we're going to need another radiator hose. And I think what I'm going to do, I know they make the type where it's going to be like, it'll come and then it immediately does a 90 right down and it comes under the throttle body and then back up this way. It looks like that's going to be the one we're going to get, so we can open up this area right here so we can make our short ram intake for daily driving, and then we can make our custom stack that's going to come out of our high beam right here when we get to that. But basically now with the throttle body on, we're able to do all these adjustments now, and we can actually see what needs to be done. So I'll be looking for another radiator hose. Also, now we can see if our throttle cable is going to fit. So let's see if we can get that real quick. And it's obviously going to fit, but it looks like it's going to be pretty long. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. And Actually, you know what? It doesn't even fit. And this is their K-tuned throttle cable. It doesn't fit in here. Oh, you know what? That's the way we're gonna have to do it. Instead of sliding it up like I usually do, we're gonna just have to slide it in this way. So we're gonna have to take this this nut off. I'd like it a little tighter than this. Personally, that's just my opinion. I know some people, they always say you need to have some slack. Here, I'll just show you. Some guys will say you need some slack, but I don't really like that much slack in my cable. I like it to be almost instant when I touch it. So I have to see it. And actually the cable's pretty much sitting the way it was originally, but I am kind of maxed out right here on my threads. So if I was to loosen this up, as you can see, if I was bringing this up, I'm pretty much at the end of my threads right here. So we'll leave it like that maybe, and that, I'm sure that tightens it up a little bit. Yeah, go a little more. Sorry, I'm not even looking at the camera. I'm watching what I'm doing here. That's better. As you can see, it's a little slack, but it's almost instant every time you touch it. I'll see. I'll figure it out. So, alright. Our cable fits. Throttle body's on. This stuff we're all going to adjust when we're ready to start it. We got our harnesses here. Alright, that's all. I mean, really, yeah, it's probably another short video, but I'm just giving you guys tips along the way for when you're running all this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to take it as like, these are tip videos and just showing you guys what I'm doing pretty much. That was very simple. I'm sure you guys watching these videos can do all this. The car steps adapter, I didn't know that. So you don't need it. If you're thinking about buying the K-Tune throttle body, don't buy the adapter. They'll give you literally everything you need in that kit, other than the TPS bolts that are long enough if you're running this original one. Now if you're using a Hall effect sensor, I haven't used it. I honestly don't know the benefit of the Hall effect sensor. If somebody could leave it in the comments, let me know. I'm not sure what the big benefit is of running those, but my TPS works fine. So actually, I think my TPS works fine. I have a funny feeling something is going up with it, but until I can 100% verify that my TPS is no good, we're going to keep it because we're kind of in the hole already a little bit with this build. So if it works, we're going to run it for now. Other than that, if I find a solution for the PCV valve, I'll keep you guys updated because I don't want to keep that hole open. It's just going to vent oil vapors out. So we're honestly, the only thing to do now that I'm looking at it would be to run like a barb fitting with, I think that's NPT. I'm not sure, but I think it's an NPT barb fitting. It'll be, you know, thin enough where I could probably sneak it in there, and then I'll just have to run a hose from that to my manifold in the meantime or something like that, just to make sure those oil vapors are not just spilling in my engine bay. And since we're this far, I can start ordering my piping that I'm going to do. So I can order the piping so I can make the new intake, the V-stack. I ordered it on Black Friday. Still don't know if it's shipped yet or not. So I'm still waiting for that, but that's not going to stop us from actually making the piping, and then the V-stack can go on at the end. Our radiator hose, everything's empty, so I could just take the hose off, put another hose on there. Wire up the injectors. And that's like the bulk of the big stuff. The big stuff now is going to be just the intake pipe, really. That's going to be the time-consuming thing. You know, cutting the clips off the injectors and rewiring the new ones. That doesn't take long. Then put the rail on, hook up the fuel line. We have the shifter bushings from Hybrid Racing that I'm going to put in my linkage. That shouldn't take long. The fuel filter, all this stuff is little now. The other big thing would be the hood pins, but I haven't gotten enough confidence to tackle that again. So we'll see whenever I do that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, follow my Instagram, search motive_garage. There's a lot more behind the scenes pictures on there. That's the way to contact me. If you need to ask me a question, you can DM me on there. If not, leave all the comments under this video. Give me all the likes you can. You know, that's all I ask from you guys. Just comment, like the video, and that's all I need. That'll really help the channel. That helps the channel a lot. So that's all I'm asking for, guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay motivated and keep making those streets louder.